Hello and happy Canada Day week. It's a beautiful evening here, despite that here in Alberta, we are actually getting rain in smoky skies with the red sun reflecting all the droplets are actually just sadly making lemonade out of not such a lovely idea of the smokiness, but the water droplets are all this beautiful golden hue on all the leaves flickering out there. So it's a beautiful, beautiful evening. And mosquitoes galore, though, I have to tell you. So I was out weeding today, and I was swimming before that. So you're getting me in the rough. I'll just pop you down and go from there. I'm Lori LaRose. I'm from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta, Canada. And we're celebrating Canada Day this week. And so that's awfully fun. I am in the midst of being inspired by Canada Day. I've got my real red out because that is the color of the time. Oops, I do zoom this in. Yesterday I started making a card. Well, I made a card basically using a couple older sets. What is it? Camp Out something. What is this called? Campology. And I have to tell you, I really like this set quite a lot. I just used it the other day, actually funny, because I used it for, donuts. What was the idea behind, the squirrel running up the tree with my donut. Anyways, I don't know if I've ever stamped it twice, and it is absolutely gorgeous stamped twice, can I say. So I added a little tiny bit of clouds, and I have to say that the change of just actually popping this guy, I had just stamped it, and then the little maple leaf looked a little awkward, but just even adding that sort of finishes that all off. So I can glue that guy down, send it out to someone with a something else on there, maybe not. Anyways, and then the other night I posted hi Betty, how are you? I posted a reel the other night. I don't know how long that was quiet for, darn it. I have no idea. I think I stopped talking, so my story. I'll just say that this was a Canada Day card, just to reiterate in case my phone is dying. Not quite sure how that happens sometimes. Technology, you gotta love it. Okay, but I posted a reel, and I was using the lakeside, which I'm going to work with again tonight, the relaxing water side, because I feel like Canada is cottage country for sure. We have lots of different lakes and lots of little areas, and I saw on Pinterest an idea, not quite the scene that I sort of have set up, but elements of what you could see in a lens, and then they'd have the lens full of something. So I did the adaptation on that, worked on this, and I'm quite pleased with myself on that. So I'm going to build another card and kind of finish off another one I had worked on the other day. Kind of curious. This set has the dies as well as the stamps, and for the most part I'm just going to put together the chair that comes with it. Otherwise, it's mostly just outline sets. And so you might be able to get away, if you don't mind fussy cutting, after you stamp this guy, you could cut him out basically, and you could cut all these pieces. But there are dies for each of these pieces as well if you're just a die girl. But this is the set, the chair that gets, and it's got a nice base on it. So this is the die cut chair, and I feel like, okay, so this guy goes down into there and gets glued on there, and then this will get glued on here, nice. And there's a whole nother back here. There must be a seat. Good gracious. Does this become a 3D chair? Pretty sure not. You have two options, I think, for this chair. So you can have it be an Adirondack chair, right? Or you can have it be a chair, right? Well, that's a cool idea. Awesome. Well, that's some versatility with one extra little die, hey? All right. I like that idea. Okay, so that's the special die for this set. You know how Stampin' Up! Always has something that you just can't just fussy cut around. So I made And I'm hoping I can find it because I want to compare the two. But I made a red chair coloring it the other day. What the heck did I do with that one, I wonder? Let me think on that for a second. I'm going to find my black ink, and I'm going to just stamp that on my pre-cut guide to see what it's like if we cut it out straight out of the what do you call it? Because on this one, I did cut it out of, it might even be out of granite gray. It almost looks like, I will say, it almost does look, that's why I think it's, I think it is granite gray. I thought it was smoky slate, but, and then I also cut it out in crumb cake and added some color to it as well. I feel like I did 2 or 3 more. Hang on a second, are they in the back here? No, that would be too easy. And they're not in there. Honest to goodness, I cut them out in several colors and I'm not sure where they all are, but there it is. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this guy. I don't leave this guy down. If I have pre-stamped it like this, what I will end up doing is laying him down on top. And pushing down. That being said, there's always the question, do you stamp it or do you layer it? You know what? I'm going to put it on a big block. I'm going to layer it. So I was busy last night making the tray favors. I do tray favors for the hospital here in town. And I was like, I better get them done. When I go swimming, I can drop them off. So, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this in red. Red on red is not going to work. I'm going to do it in black. Since it's lighter, I'll just go ahead and stamp over it. When I stamp the next time with something, I'll have a little tinge of red maybe, but I'm not overly concerned. All right. So yes, I did get them done. And so the people in our hospital will have a nice little cheery, oh, Canada, and a maple leaf on their thing. So I can stamp it like this, which is how I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yeah. And I'll press, and then I'm just curious if it sticks to it. I'm curious how much if I would see it. Oh, that would be perfect. Okay, so I did a great job. With the photopolymer, it doesn't ever hurt to do it on a piece of foam. When it's an outline, it's not, oh, okay, that's done. When it's an outline, it's not quite as crucial. If you have a solider image, it's pretty important to do it. So that turned out pretty darn good. I could trim it a little tiny bit if I really thought I needed to, but I think that'll be good. And then, this will be a quick card for this Canadian theme. Because I have most of it right here. Oh, there we go. And the other red. So, this or that. Which guy do you prefer? Wow. I don't know if I prefer one over the other as much as they just are very different. So I know I colored with, I think I might have even done strawberry slush instead of real red in this case, but it's a little bit lighter red. And that would come from doing light real red and dark real red, a little tiny bit of it. But I also think I did slush. I am just, hang on, I just want to add a little tiny bit of texture. So bringing in the dark real red, you still can add a little tiny bit of, sorry, my eyeballs, a little bit of shading and shadows, kind of. So where I think it would be darker, I can still shadow a little tiny bit. And I will say that initially, it comes off kind of dark, and then all of a sudden, it often will fade to not quite as dark as you're thinking it was going to be. And that's okay. So a little bit with the blends. Yeah, most of it's fading right away. And I don't even think if I go back over top, if it'll make much difference. And that's okay. It's drying, it's when it's drying, it's just about drying right back to the same color. So it's very good. Let's go with that. It's a very good cardstock. It's well saturated in color. All right, so I'm not sure. Do you have a favorite? They just are very, very different. I will say this guy almost looks more realistic, which is sort of weird. I don't know if that makes sense, but I have a red Adirondack chair on my deck, and this guy reminds me more of him, surprisingly. I was just trimming just a little tiny bit because, of course, I was just a little bit askew. Does that make sense? And so I'm just cutting off a little tiny bit of the shadow. And so then that's basically the whole, like I'm just cutting off that little tiny bit. It was a little bit fatter than not. But anyways, okay. So the other day I did do this card just about, and I'm just going to add to it. And we'll go from there. Hello, Vicky. Happy Canada Day week. Are you making any Canada Day cards? So the other day I had this little guy on here. So peaceful. And then I think I had some little word and I already reused it. Ready, set, go. No, I'm just teasing. That was for another card. What's this one say? Well, we'll use relax because that's from this set. Relax. Okay. And then I will want to put the book on here too, but do you have a preference? I'm wondering. And then I will show you one more card just because. No, I don't have another card. I'm lying to you. I'm looking. Nope, I don't have another card. But I can pop this book over onto here. I don't know. I kind of like this one. Kind of crazy. So there is typical Canada. It's not a hurrah, shout, shout Canada card, but it's definitely got a feel in my mind to Canada. And if you wanted to really make it sort of be more Canadian, like oh, Canada-ish, there it is. So pretty simple day today, you guys. I am a little crazy taxed out, I have to say, after working on 32 little tray favors. Not very many compared to a city situation, but yeah, I had put it off. I don't know what I was doing, and then I'm part of an ATC club that I got finished, and I got to get those shipped off as well pretty quick here. And so there it is. There's my story. I hope you guys have a wonderful celebration. We start camp next week. I'm super excited about that. I actually need to put out a little bit of advertisement for you guys, but I've got some stargazing ideas actually as well. Pretty excited about some of the things that we'll be carrying on with and whatnot. So if you're keen on attending summer camp for us adults, touch base with me and I will fill you in on the details. It's just $19, and that's for 3 full weeks of fun and frivolity and inspiration and crafting and creativity. You don't need to do everything. You just want to hold space for creativity through these summer months and feel inspired as you're walking around with all the beautiful stuff around us. You want to take advantage of it. So, all right, gals, I will talk with you later. Thanks for stopping by, and happy Canada Day. Bye-bye.